Aries, welcome back. I am doing love readings again this week, June 6th to June 12th, 2021. This will be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and perhaps your Venus sign in Aries. As always, though, this is a general reading and it might not resonate for you, which is totally, completely, absolutely, 100% okay. Take the things that are for you, leave everything else behind, and let's get into your fiery higher vibes. I have mentioned before, but I will say it again. A love connection reading may not relate to a romantic love in your life. We have love in our friendships, with our family members, maybe your coworkers. So any intimate relationship where there is deep emotional bond is what we're looking at here today. So keep that in mind as we go through. If the reading does resonate for you, please leave me a big thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and do leave me your comments. I love hearing from you, so ask me your questions, say what you want to say, I want to hear. Ooh, got some nice energy going on here, Aries. Yeah, wow, okay. Overall energy, 10 of Cups, long-term happiness, maybe some marriage, maybe families. Are you focused on that right now? It looks like it. It looks like it a little bit to me. For them in this connection, we have Four of Wands, King of Swords, and the Strength card. This person is getting really focused on long term, on having a life that they can celebrate, enjoy, endure, working a little bit on confidence right now, but I think that's coming from a place of wanting to open up conversation with you about what the future holds. Are we gonna get married? Is marriage something we care about, something we want? Do we want children? Do we just want to have some kind of like celebration of our love with our friends and family? I think they feel a little bit nervous to bring this forward to you, but it's something that has been on their mind. For you, wow, Aries, you are so in your power right now. You are so like in your vibe right now. We have the Magician, Page of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. What I think I create. What I think I create. That is so much the energy for you right now, Aries. Like, I want this outcome in my life. I am getting focused on that, and then my body is just naturally taking the actions that it needs to. You are likely in a space right now where you're feeling highly magnetic, highly inspired, highly focused on the things that are bringing you joy, bringing you happiness, sparking that fire in your belly, and you're just going after it right now. You're following what feels good because there's a real energy here of, if I want it, I got it. And you're getting it. Now, when we get into the connection, we have Knight of Cups, Five of Swords, and the Tower. It's interesting. I think this conversation that your partner here wants to open up is going to come maybe as a little bit of a surprise to you, even though it shouldn't. I do think you're both going to show up in earnest for it, meaning you're both going to show up with an open heart, with an open mind, willing to have the conversation, willing to really connect on this. But there's some details, some finer details that are going to show up here that are going to cause you to have to pause, really focus on solving things a little bit, on overcoming some things together. I think there's going to be some struggle in the communication between the two of you, nothing major. And if we're coming at it from a place of love, then, you know, all is well. But there are some things that are going to surface that, like, wow, I hadn't considered that before. We should think about this and talk about it before we come into next steps. Obviously, when we get down here, we will put some clarity into this Tower moment and see what's coming in to shake things up for you. So let's clarify. Let's see what's going on. I have a hair itch in my face forever and always. Curses. My last week having my hair back was the best. It was great. All right, let's start with this 10 of Cups for you, Aries. Four of Voices, Knight of Inspiration, and the Star. You're all over this reading. We do have the King of Air here, King of Swords, and the Star coming up. So possibly you're dealing with an Aquarius in your life, maybe. Not necessarily. Someone with some Aquarius in their chart, perhaps. But either way, you have also been thinking about long term recently. I think you both have, but maybe your visions of how we work towards that long term that we're looking for aren't quite the same. But that's coming from a place of we're not talking about it, because the more we have to talk about it, the maybe we have to take action on it. And I don't know if I'm ready for that, because right now everything's coming up. Aries, I just want to focus on this. I want to focus on what's bringing me joy, on what's bringing me passion. And not to say your relationship isn't doing that, but I think there's fear that, like, if we open that can of worms, we're going to recognize we're not as on the same page as we thought we were, or we're both going to have to make some changes and sacrifices. And I'm not feeling like I'm in a space where I'm interested in doing that right now. Let's take a look for them. I'd like to look at this Four of Wands. What they've been focusing on. Five of Inspiration, the Lovers. Ooh, and the Tower coming up here again. Yeah, I do think that there's some hesitancy in having the conversation with you about what long term is going to look like, about if we are advancing towards a natural step up in the relationship or something else. This person sees you as their soulmate. They see you as their other half, but I think they feel there's challenges in communication with you in some ways. These challenges could be because of their own things, or it could be because of your things. It could be based on historically how communications like this about serious things have come forward. And that could really be as simple as, you know, I try to bring up a future plan and you say, I don't know, I'm not somebody who can think about that. And it's not necessarily aggressive or negative. It's just a dismissal of the fact that for them, they're looking for reassurance, like, that we're moving in the same direction. And for you, you just, you know, inherently assume that they know. So I think there's just some fear here of bringing it up. Let's take a look for you. I want to look at the Page of Wands here. Strength card coming up again, the Hierophant and the Hanged Muse. Wow. Yeah. Aries, you're very focused right now on development, on what is making you feel confident, what is making you feel worthy, what is making you feel empowered in your life. You're taking action towards all these things. It's possible right now that you are doing some learning, that you are getting some advising, but you're really like in this energy. And maybe that is why this person is having a challenging time considering how to open up a conversation about both of you, because right now it's not that you're being selfish, but your energy is very focused on what you are doing. And in your mind, that might be for the betterment of both of you. But it's coming across just as like being very focused on what you have going on. And it's making it difficult for this person maybe to come in and talk to you about what we have going on here. So something to be mindful of. Now, ooh, what just came out here? The Devil, but there's one more. The Devil and the Two of Voices come out together here. So something's not being said between the two of you right now. I think that's really it. You have to have a conversation. There's a need to have a conversation about an action that needs to be taken, a choice that you need to make together, and you're just not talking about it. So keep that in mind as we go through. Let's look at this Tower here in the combined energies and the unified energy here for you both. Six of Inspiration, Page of Emotions, and the Seven of Voices. Oh, I like this, actually. This is really nice energy of like, yeah, we're finally having the conversation and I'm scared and I'm worried that Aries isn't going to respond to it in the way that I hope they will, but you do. You end up coming together. You end up being able to really recognize the strength of what you have together. You can speak from your heart. I think there's going to be realization for this person that they were really worried about bringing this up with you for no reason. Like, you know, they built up the reasons in their head, but there wasn't a need to be concerned about bringing this up with you. It wasn't going to be met with resistance or argument, because you both want the same things. There is a lot of love here between the two of you going on. So I think this person's going to be feeling, they may be acting a little bit weird around you because they just want to bring something up and they don't know when and they don't know how. They're fearful of how you might respond. So Aries, if any of this is resonating for you, or if your partner has been behaving kind of weirdly, maybe you can be proactive this week in knowing this and say like, hey, maybe we should have a conversation about what's going on between us, or about where we're going, or about what our next step will be, and just open the door for them. And that may surprise them, first of all, which, you know, brownie points, that sounds great. And also like is going to take the pressure off them to start the conversation, which I think is really where the fear is right now. We'll take one last message here from universe for you, Aries. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, in order for this balance to reestablish here, to get you out of this space where like, I am so wrapped up in everything I have going on that I'm not recognizing what's happening with my partner, we just need to realign the energy here. We need to bring some balance back between the two of you. You need to find something that you can both be really excited about and move forward on together, or want to move forward on together. I think that's going to be the key, because right now you seem very excitable and focused on what you are doing, and maybe your partner is feeling a little bit left out in that. So let's find something that we can be excited about together, that we can move forward on together, and start there. I hope this was helpful to you, Aries. If it was, please leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.